Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is April Strickland, and I want to thank you so much for sending me your message. April Strickland wanted me to have some context about, I guess was it last week or a few days? I don't even remember anymore. The Queergate business with John. She gave me some great and much needed context about the usage of the word queer in Newfoundland and how it's used differently, not to mean like gay. It's more of like weird, which is the original definition of the word. But I really appreciate you taking out the time to do that, and I agree with everything you're saying. I just hope that John, takes more time to think about what he's saying and how it will affect other people, because he is on a national stage right now, and the things that he says could be taken out of context, and I would hate to see that happen. But again, I want to thank you so much for your message. Thank you for watching. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, send me a private message. Yeah! Alright, so tensions are really mounting for next week. Sabrina and Rochelle are all like buddy-buddy now, and they're telling Netta, like, we don't like you hanging out with Heather so much. We feel like you're more with her than you're with us, which is probably true. And, they're definitely targeting Netta and John, so like Netta just needs to get the F out of there anyway. But Netta is like weirded out that they keep asking her if they trust them, and she makes a good point. If you have to keep asking someone that, you're probably not trustworthy. So I think there's going to be a big battle next week. We'll see what happens. But I have a question. What are the house guests going to eat after Andrew leaves? He seems to cook all of the meals in the house. I guess Sabrina will probably take over because she also likes to cook, and she's always like, yeah, I'll make that, bleh. Alright, so Andrew was talking to Allison last night, and he's all, I don't want to give up. I want to stay in this game. Really? Because that's not the message you were sending out the last few days when you were sitting on your ass all mopey-dopey. But I guess apparently he's going to be making some moves today, and we will get to that in just a minute. So I think right now, as I'm sitting and thinking about the game, Arlie is in a dangerous place. He's playing a dangerous game. When he's talking to Adele and John, he's all, I think that Kenny should go next. But then, when he's talking to Sarah and Kenny, he's all, Sabrina, Rochelle, and then Allison. That's how it's going down. He's got, like, conflicting plans, so I think that he's gonna get caught up in some of that mess eventually, and I have a question. Is it wrong that I'd like to see him get caught up in it? Because whenever he's alone, he's like whispering things under his breath about how he's like in control and he's so great, and it just rubs me the wrong way. And I'm just getting flashbacks to like Andy. I just feel like Arlie doesn't even know which side he's on right now. He does not have loyalty to either side, it feels like. He is a true floater, and I feel like he's just gonna pair up with whoever's in power for that week, and that really bothers me. So, I don't know, how do you guys feel about Arlie? Because I feel like we never really talk about him. He's kind of like in the shadows, creepy, and I was just wondering what you guys think. Do you want to see him succeed, or are you kind of like me and you're like, bleh, get caught up in that? Alright, so today the house guests were treated to some photos of themselves on the screens in the living room, except these photos were photoshopped to make it look like they were mugshots. Yeah, I don't know where these pictures came from, if they were like originally press photos from the beginning of the season, because I don't think they actually took these mugshots and were like, don't worry about it, it's just a mugshot. And the photos, they made the house guests look really like beat up and like rough. They had tattoos all over the place. Some of them had like face tattoos. Some of them had bruises. They were dirty. I think Arlie had like lipstick all over the place. I don't know, it was weird. But they were all holding like the plaque or the card or whatever that had the booking date and their hometown on it. So I'm thinking that this is for the HOH competition tomorrow. I mean, logically, That would make sense. And it must be some sort of like true-false competition or something, and they'd be like, in Netta's mugshot, what color shirt was she, like, whatever. So I think it's going to be kind of like that, because they let them look at it for a while, and then they took it away. So I'm thinking it's some sort of challenge-related masterpiece. So let's talk about Andrew. Like I said earlier, he was telling Allison he's not ready to leave. So he's finally stepping up to the plate today, doing some work, and he asked Sarah about flipping her vote. And she seemed really into it. And not just like fake into it like you would say to someone begging to stay in the house, but like actually considering it. She cannot work with Sabrina anymore. She feels like Sabrina is talking crap about her behind her back, which she is, and she can't deal with it. So Sarah is really hoping for an alliance of herself, Kenny, Andrew, and Allison. I think that would be a very dangerous alliance, so... But she wants it, and she's going to work for it. So Kenny is also like, yes, let's do this. I will talk to John for you. So he does, and then John goes and tells Sabrina that Andrew's now campaigning to stay. So she better, like, get her S together. And she is freaking out, because she was under the impression that Andrew was just going to, like, let her stay, and he would take the dagger in the heart. But I don't understand why anyone would think that would actually happen. This is for $100,000. I had to think because the prizes are different. But why would anyone just do that? But whatever. So Sabrina goes and confronts Kenny about what John has just told her, and Kenny's like, oh, I never said that stuff. I'm voting to keep you. I don't know why I'm giving him that voice. But basically, he's calling John a liar. And Kenny is really PO'd at John for outing him to Sabrina. So there's some drama there. I have to say, it's pretty obvious now that the first five has flipped, and they're campaigning for Andrew to stay. I don't know if they're going to be able to scrounge up the votes and pull this off. I don't know if I'd want them to pull this off. Andrew is so annoying, and I don't like that he just sat around and then, like, the day before he starts working to stay. It's, like, really annoying. But there are 9 votes this week, and I guess it's probably going to end up being a 5-4 split if they go through with it. But right now, votes for Andrew to stay. Allison, Kenny, Arlie, and Sarah. That's 4. And then Sabrina has everyone else. Adele, Heather, John, Netta, and Rochelle. So in order for Andrew to stay, he's going to have to try and convince, or get someone else to convince for him, one of those people to stay, or to vote for him to stay. I don't know if I see that happening, because they are really set on Andrew leaving. So it would have to be a really sweet deal to get them to flip. But I just don't know if I see that happening. So I don't know. We'll see. Tomorrow night is the eviction. Let me know in the comments who you want to go and who you think is going to go. And until tomorrow, much love.